What's up, guys? I'm going to be talking about the NHL again. I got a bracket up on the screen. I'm going to go through each of the clubs, talk about the first couple games, what they've played, what I think is going to happen next, and compare them to my predictions at the beginning of the playoffs before these rounds start. Um, let's get it going. Started off with Vegas up top, 2-0 against Chicago. I can't say I'm surprised at all. In the first game, I thought Vegas completely dominated them, wasn't even close. Looked like the series was going to be a blowout. This second game, Chicago played them a lot better. It was a lot tighter checking. Chicago looked like they kind of got their crap together, but I still think they're just not good enough to take Vegas out of the playoffs. I think Vegas is going to keep rolling them. I predicted Vegas in 5. I'm sticking with that. I don't think it's going to change. The only thing that would surprise me is if it goes more than 5. I think it's either going to be 4 or 5, but I'm sticking with 5. Colorado leads 1-0 against Arizona. Again, Colorado completely dominated this team. Arizona looked like a team that did not actually make the playoffs. They wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the current situation, beating out a team in the qualifier. I thought Colorado was all over them, up and down the ice. I think they outshot them by like 20 or some outrageous number. If not for Arizona's goalie, would have been worse than it was. I do think Colorado is either going to lose 1 or 2 games. I put 6 games on my predictions, but if I could go back and change it, I'd change it to 5 now, because the way I saw them play, I don't think this is going to be close at all. The Avs are going to run away with this one. Dallas and Calgary, when I picked this series, I talked about it being a close one, and I didn't know which way it was going to go. After 2 games, it's 1-1. I did think Calgary controlled most of the play in the first game, and some of it in the second game. Dallas got their bearings kind of in the second game. I think they were starting to feel it out a little bit, starting to feel like themselves. I think Bishop and Khudobin had their weak moments, had their good moments. The Stars really got to rely heavily on those 2 goalies, especially Bishop, to really get his crap together and make sure he's up to snuff, because he's a huge part of that team. Calgary as well. They're currently relying on Talbot to just be amazing. I don't know if he can keep that up. If the Stars start unloading with their offense, that is really good. It's not going to be good for Calgary, but I do still think this one can go either way. I'm sticking with my Stars in 6, though. Vancouver leads 1-0. This is another one that I kind of wish I could take back, because I chose St. Louis. I was kind of iffy on it because of the way that the Blues played in the round robin. If I could go back on this one right now, I believe I took Blues in 7. And if I could go back right now, I'd probably change it to the Canucks in 6. I think the Canucks are going to beat the Blues. I think the Blues from round robin and that first game they played looked like absolute crap. It wasn't even close. I think the Blues are on vacation still. I don't think they're going to win this series. I think the Canucks are going to end up beating them. Moving over to the East, my Flyers against the Canadiens. Now, this is an interesting one, because I thought that was the worst game the Flyers have played going back to regular season. They looked absolutely terrible, except for Carter Hart, of course. But if it wasn't for Hart absolutely standing on his head the whole game, the Flyers would have lost that game. The Canadiens did to the Flyers exactly what they did to the Penguins, which was just outwork them, trap them in the neutral zone, push everything to the outside, and force the Flyers to make mistakes and then try and beat them on those rushes. Luckily, Hart bailed them out multiple times. If it wasn't for him, they would have lost. I do think the Flyers are going to bounce back. I think AV is going to be all over him about that game. He's not going to like the way it went. They didn't look too good, and I do think they'll recover and they'll come back, and I'm sticking with my Flyers in 5. I think once they play a good game and get that second win, they're going to start feeling it, and they're just going to run away with this. I don't think it's I just think Montreal isn't good enough overall to compete with them at the end of the day. Moving on to Tampa Columbus. Now, of course, we had the 5 overtime game, followed by Columbus winning in regulation. The 5 overtime game is such an interesting one, because I thought throughout most of the game, of the 5 overtime game, the Lightning were all over Columbus. I thought they were the better team on both sides of the puck. I thought if it wasn't for Korpisalo, it would have been a massive blowout. It would have been over way earlier than it was. But of course, in the 5 overtimes, it could have went either way. Both teams had their chances. There's 5 whole overtimes. Obviously, everybody had chances. There's like 90 shots. Korpisalo was unbelievable. Vasilevsky was very good too, but we expect it from him. We don't expect it from Korpisalo. I'm still going to stick with the Lightning on this one. I think I said Lightning in 6. I'm going to stick with that. I don't think I need to change it. I think that's still a good bet. I did think that Columbus looked better in the second game that they won, but I still thought that Korpisalo held him in it, and I think that the Lightning are going to solve him, and it's going to blow up from there, and I think the Lightning will end up beating them. We'll see what happens. I could easily be wrong, but we'll see. Islanders and Capitals. The Capitals are another team that I thought, similarly to the Blues, would sort of recover after that opening round robin. I thought maybe they came into this after a long break. They were all on vacation. They were all having a good time. But then they came into the round robin, and they just thought, this doesn't really matter. We're not getting eliminated because of this. These games are exhibition games, that kind of thing. Same thing with Boston. And I did think once they got to the actual round 1 that the Capitals would turn it around, just like I thought with the Blues, but they didn't. I hope he made a mistake, cost them a goal. I thought they made tons of stupid passes and turnovers, especially coming out of their own zone. Islanders are just too well coached to make those stupid mistakes against them. I don't think the Islanders are so talented that they can beat the Caps if the Caps manage to even turn it around to like 75-80%. But right now the Caps look like crap. If they keep playing that way, I would want to change my bet to the Islanders, probably in 6 games, but I'm going to stick with the Caps in 6 for now, just because I have faith in Ovi and the squad kind of recovering and coming back from that first one. It's only 1 game. Once it's 2 or 3, then we'll start talking about switching sides, but for now, we'll go with that. Now, Boston and the Hurricanes. Boston is the one team that I thought has turned it around from the round robin, but not to their full potential. That makes sense. So Boston was far and away the best team in the league during the regular season. Boston now is pretty much equal with the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, that's not a shot at the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are a good team, but the Hurricanes thrive on outworking teams. They thrive on outplaying teams. Brind'Amour has these guys in the best shape of their lives. He doesn't ever stop. But the Hurricanes are not as skilled of a team as the Bruins, and I think that's why the series is even right now. The Hurricanes, in my opinion, are outplaying the Bruins, but because the Bruins are just so naturally good that with them only being partially there, not even putting in their best effort, in my opinion, and getting some stupid calls on their side from the refs, it's just led to very even play. I think this series is going to go to 7 still, but I am sticking with the Hurricanes. I think there were just some comments from Rask in a post-game presser where Rask said, there's no fans in the building, so this is basically an exhibition game, which is crazy to me. That if I was a coach, I'd be pissed about that, because that sets off an alarm that those players aren't even in this. They're like, this isn't even the playoffs. I don't care about this. There's no fans here. Like, screw that. Somebody's going to win a cup. Somebody's got to do it. Why would you have that mindset? And I guarantee that the Hurricanes don't have that mindset, so they're going to go right back at them. It's going to be a close series because the Bruins are so good, but I think the Hurricanes are still going to get it in 7 games. So that's going to be it for this video. I think I'm going to keep updating this and kind of going through it after every couple games or so, and just talking about what I think is happening, what's going to happen, maybe changing my predictions. So if you're interested in that, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.